Number system is our first unit of this term. Students, in the last session we have seen about introduction of a decimal number, representation of a decimal number pictorially and in the place value grid, expanded form of a decimal number, relationship between fractions and decimals, and comparison of decimals. In this session, we are going to see about the representation of a decimal number on a number line and exercise problems. Exercise 1.3. Students, arrange the following in ascending order. So here 5 decimal numbers are given. So here we are going to arrange the decimal numbers in ascending order. So ascending order, which means arrangement of numbers from smallest to biggest. So here we have to follow some steps. So the first step is line up decimals. So line up decimals. So that is one by one we have to write all the decimal numbers like this. Add zeros. So if necessary, add zeros in the rightmost digit in the decimal part. So that is here in the 4 decimal numbers, there are 2 digits in the decimal part. So in the last decimal number only 1 digit is there. So add 0. So to become decimal numbers with equal decimal digits. So now as the next step, compare the columns from left to right. So compare the columns from left to right. So from whole part to decimal part. So compare the whole part. So here first 2 decimal numbers having whole part as 123 and the last 3 decimal numbers having 125 as a whole number. So which is greater value? From this, these 2 values are lesser than these 3 values. So compare this value, these 2 values. So here we are going to compare these 2 values first. So the next one is comparing the 10th place values. So 10th place digits. So here what is the 10th place digit of the first decimal number? It is 4 and here 5. So compare these 2 numbers, which is smaller value and which is a bigger value, and yes, that is 4 is the smaller value. So comparing to this number, this decimal number will be the smaller number. So 1. This is the smallest number. And then this 123.54 will be the next small number. So comparing to these 3 values. And here coming to this 125 whole number decimal numbers. Here all the whole numbers are equal. And here comparing the 10th digit, okay, 10th digit place. So here these two 10th digits are equal. So these 2 also having 3 as the 10th place digit, and here it has 4 as a 10th digit. So this will be higher than these 2 values, isn't it? So keep this value apart and here compare these 2 values. Now the 10th place is 3. So here these 2 values having 3 as a 10th value, so it is equal in 10th value. And compare the 100th place digit values. So here it is 4 and here it is 0. So here from this we can understand that this value, that is 125.30, is smaller than this number. So this is the third number. And then 4 is the 125.34 will be the 4th higher number. And finally 125.43 will be the highest number. Students, here we marked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the ascending order, which means the arrangement from smallest to biggest. So write down from 1 to 5. So the first number is 123.45, and then 123.54, and the third number is 125.30, and fourth number is 125.34 and 125.43. So here this is the arrangement of ascending order, that is from smallest to biggest. Now students, arrange the given decimal numbers in descending order, which means that the arrangement from biggest to smaller, largest number to smallest number. So first, as a first step, we have to line up the decimal numbers or place the decimal numbers in a place value chart. So here I lined up the decimal numbers like this. So 456.73. The next number is 546.37. The third number is 563.47. 745.63, and the last number is 457.71. So here listen carefully. So I lined up the decimal numbers here one by one. Now comparing the whole number part. So comparing the whole number part. So first we have to compare from left to right, isn't it? So from left to right we have to compare. So from left to right, see the whole part. Here 45574 is there or there. So here 7 is the highest number. So descending means which is we have to arrange from biggest to smaller. So the highest number is 7. So this will be the first number. So we finished this. This is the first number, and after that here in the whole number, hundreds place digits are 5 and 5, and here 4 and 4. Two numbers are there. So here in the 5, so comparing to 4 hundreds, 500 is the largest number, isn't it? So we have to compare these two numbers, 546.37 and 563.47. So now 5 and 5. So the digits in the hundreds place are equal. So we have to compare the 10th place. So the 10th place is here 4 and here 6 is there. So which is the highest number? 6. So 563.47 is greater than this number, 546.37. So this is the second greatest number. And then 546 and others are 400s decimal numbers only. So 546 will be the third greatest number. So here the remaining are only two numbers are there. So here 457.71 and 456.73. So see the hundreds place, same 4 are there. So the hundreds place digits are equal. So compare the tens place, 5 and 5. So that is also equal. So now we have to compare the tens place digits. So in the whole number part. So here it is 7 and here it is 6. So which is greater value? 7. So 457.71 is greater than 456.73. So this is the greater value. So this will be the fourth greater value. And here the last one, the least number is 456.73. So now we have to arrange the decimal numbers from biggest to smaller. So now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So arrange like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The first number is 745.63. The second one is 563.47. And the third number is 546.37. Fourth number is 457.71. And the last number is 456.73. So which is the descending order from greatest, largest to smallest number? This is the descending order of given decimal numbers. Representing decimal numbers on the number line. We have already learned to represent fractions on a number line. Now let us see the representation of decimal numbers on a number line. Consider the decimal number 0.8. That is, there are 8 tenths. There are 8 tenths. That is 8 by 10. So 8 out of 10. We know that 0.8 is more than 0 and less than 1. Let us divide the unit length into 10 equal parts and take 8 parts as shown below. Draw a number line and divide the intervals into 10 equal parts. Now 0.8 lies between 0 and 1. So that is here 0, and the next line is 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4 and 0.5. And then 0.6, 0.7, 0.8. So 0.8 lies here. So mark 0.8 here on a number line. Now students, let us represent 1.4 on a number line. So 1.4 has 1 and 4 tenths in it. So it lies between 1 and 2. And also here the dark line between 1 and 2 represents 1.5, isn't it? So here each small lines measures 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5. So where the number 1.4 lies on the number line? Here, before 1.5. So 1.4 lies in this point. To represent a decimal on a number line, divide each segment of the number line into 10 equal parts. Example, to represent 8.4 on a number line, divide the segment between 8 and 9 into 10 equal parts. Then only the next line after 8 will be 8.1 and then 8.2, 8.3, 8.4. So we can easily represent the number 8.4 on a number line by dividing each segment between 8 and 9 into 10 equal parts. So here fractions and decimals have been represented on the number line, and between 0 and 1 there are 10 segments. So the segments between 0 and 1 can be divided into 10 equal segments. So here after 0 the line will be 0.1, which means 1/10, 0.2 which means 2/10, and 3/10, 4/10. Okay, and here 1 can be also written as in the decimal form 1.0, and 1.1 which means 1.1 has 1 and 1/10, and 1.2 has 1 and 2/10. Tenths Tens, hundreds and thousands can be represented on a number line. To represent tens, the distance between each whole number on a number line is partitioned into 10 equal parts where each part represents a tens. When we need to represent decimal numbers on a number line, we need to divide 10 equal parts. For example, when we divide 10 equal parts between 0 and 1, the next number from 0 on the number line starts from 0.1, 0.2 and so on. That is, it can be also called as the decimal part on the 10th place. When we divide 10 equal parts between 0 and 0.1, the next number from 0 on the number line starts from 0.01, 0.02 and so on. That is, it can be also called a decimal part on the 100th place. Similarly, we can divide the decimal numbers. Exercise 1.4. Write the decimal numbers represented by the points P, Q, R and S on the given number line. So students, here the points P, Q, R, S are given and we have to find the decimal numbers which are represented by the points on the number line. So first let's take the point Q, and Q, see the point Q which lies between 1 and 2, isn't it? And here 1 and 2 is divided into 10 equal parts, and also it lies third part. So it lies on the third part between 1 and 2. That is, after 1 it is 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. So Q is 1.3. So the point Q represented the decimal number 1.3. And then what about P? So P lies between 3 and 4, and also 3 and 4 is divided into 10 equal parts, and here 3, after 3 the line will be 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, 3.4, 3.5, 3.6. So sixth part. So the point P lies in the sixth part of these numbers. So P is equal to 3.6. And yes, what about S? Again, S lies between 4 and 5, and 4 and 5 is divided into 10 equal parts. And here after 4 the line will be 4.1, 4.2. So 4.2, S lies in the 4.2 between these numbers 4 and 5. So on the number line the point S lies on 4.2. And then what about R? The point R lies between 6 and 7, and 6 and 7 is divided into 10 equal parts, and R is in the 8th part. So that is, here this is 6 and 7, and the mid line which represents 6.5. So after 6.5 the line will be 6.6, 6.7, 6.8. So R is 6.8. Write down, the unit length between 1 and 2 is divided into 10 equal parts, and the third part is taken as Q. Q represents 1 plus 0.3 is equal to 1.3. The unit length between 3 and 4 is divided into 10 equal parts, and the sixth part is taken as P. P represents 3 plus 0.6 is equal to 3.6. The unit length between 4 and 5 is divided into 10 equal parts, and the second part is taken as S. S represents 4 plus 0.2 is equal to 4.2. The unit length between 6 and 7 is represented into 10 equal parts and the 8th part is taken. R represents 6 plus 8th part. 8th part. 8 out of 10, which represents 0.8. That is totally that is 6.8. The second problem, representing the following decimal numbers on the number line. 1.7, 0.3, 2.1. So here 1.7 lies between 1 and 2 and also in the 7th part. So 1.7 has 1 and 7 tenths. And here 0 and 3 tenths. 2 and 1 tenths. So there are 1 ones and 7 tenths in it. The number 1.7 has 1 ones and 7 tenths in it. Divide the unit length between 1 and 2 on the number line into 10 equal parts and take 7 parts which represents 1.7. So here between 1 and 2 the dark line represents 1.5 and the next line after 1.5 is 1.6 and then 1.7. So 1.7 lies in this line 1.7. 0.3. We know that 0.3 is more than 0 but less than 1 and also less than 0.5. There are 3 tenths in it. So divide the length between 0 and 1 on the number line into 10 equal parts and take 3 parts which represent 0.3. So 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. So 0.3 lies here. Third problem, between which two whole numbers the following decimal numbers lie. So 3.3. So which is lies between 3 and 4. And 2.5 which is lies between 2 and 3. And 0.9 which lies between 0 and 1. Fourth one, find the greater decimal number in the following. So 2.3, 3.2 is given. Here 2.3, 3.2 decimal numbers are given. So compare these two numbers. So first we have to compare the whole number part. Here in the first decimal number 2 is in the whole part and here 3 is in the whole part. Which is greater? Yes, that is 3. So 3.2 is greater than 2.3. And in the second one, here in the whole part 5 is given and in the whole part 6 is given. So which is greater than 6? Greater number is 6. So 6.5 is greater than the decimal number 5.6. Comparing the whole number parts of 2.3 and 3.4, we get 3 greater than 2. And 3.2 greater than 2.3, greater number is 3.2. 5.6, 6.5. Comparing the whole number parts of 5.6 and 6.5, we get 6 is greater than 5. That is 6.5 is greater than 5.6. So greater number is 6.5. So here in this problem, find the smaller decimal number in the following. The first one 25.3 and 25.03. So here also we have to compare the whole number part. So in the both numbers, the whole number parts are equal. So then as a second step, we have to compare the 10th place. So here in the first decimal number 3 is there and here 0 is there. So which number is smaller? Yes, that is 0. So 0 is less than 3. So 25.03 is smaller decimal number. And in the second one, 7.01, 7.3. And here comparing the whole number part, here both are equal. So then as a second step, we have to compare the 10th place digits. So here it is 0 and here it is 3. So 0 is less than 3. So here itself we can say that 7.01 is less than 7.3. So 7.01 is a smaller decimal number. Write down 25.3, 25.03. The whole number parts of both the numbers are equal. Comparing the digits at 10th place, we get 0 less than 3. 25.03 less than 25.3. So, smaller number is 25.03. 7.01, 7.3 or 2 decimal numbers are given. The whole number parts of both the numbers are equal, which is 7. Comparing the digits at 10th place, we get 0 is less than 3. That is 7.01 is less than 7.3. Smaller number is 7.01. Now we are going to see exercise 1.5 problems. Seventh problem. There are 26 boys and 24 girls in a class. Express the fractions of boys and girls as decimal numbers. So, here solution. Number of boys in a class is equal to 26 and number of girls in a class is equal to 24 girls. So, in a class there are 26 boys and 24 girls. So, total number of students in a class, total number of students in a class is equal to, how we will find? We have to add these two values. 26 plus 24, which is 50. So, the total number of students in a class is 50. Now, we have to find the fractions of boys. So, what is the fraction of boys in a class? So, out of 50, 26 boys are there. So, the fraction of boys, will be 26 by 50. That is, out of 50, in 50 students, the number of boys are 26. So, 26 out of 50 is the fraction of boys. Similarly, fraction of girls will be 24 by 50. Now students, fraction of boys, we find that 26 by 50 and fraction of girls is 24 by 50. Now, what is the next question? Express the fractions of boys and girls as decimal numbers. So, we have to convert the fraction into decimal. So, what is the easy way to convert fraction into decimal? Yes, we have to change the denominator as 10 or multiples of 10. So, here we have to change 50 as a multiple of 10. So, we can multiply and divide the numerator and denominator by 2. We get the fraction with the denominator 100, isn't it? So, that is multiplying and dividing by 2, we get, in the denominator we have 100 and in the numerator 26 into 2, which is 52. So, now we change the fraction into an equivalent fraction with the denominator 100. So we can easily now change the fraction into decimal number, that is 0.52. And here similarly 24 we can multiply and divide the numerator and denominator by 2. We can change the fraction into 24 into 2 is 48 and 50 into 2 is 100. So 48 by 100, which is the equivalent fraction of the fraction 24 by 50 with the denominator 100. So now we can change 48 by 100 as 0.48. Students, write the following amount using decimals. So 809 rupees 99 paise. So we know that 100 paise is equal to 1 rupees and 1 paise is equal to 1 by 100 rupees. So if you want to convert paise into rupees, we have to divide the number by 100. So now 809 rupees 99 paise. So here we need to change paise into rupees. So to change the paise to rupees, we have to divide the number by 100, isn't it? By using this formula. So that is 809 rupees plus 99 paise can be written in rupees as 99 by 100. So now 809 plus 99 by 100 rupees. So both are in rupees. So I written commonly as rupees. So now 809 plus. So here the fraction can be written as 0.99 rupees because there are 2 zeros in the denominator. So we have to put the decimal point before 2 digits. So 1, 2. So 0.99. So there will be 2 digits after the decimal point. So because we are dividing the number by 100. So in 100 there are 2 zeros, no? So we have to put decimal point before 2 digits, and also find out there are 2 digits after the decimal point. And here adding these two values, so 809.00 and 0.99, this is the first value, and here 809 is a whole part, so put here and point, and there is no decimal point, so we can put 0 instead of decimal part. And here the second value is 0.99. So adding these two numbers, 0 plus 9 is 9, 0 plus 9 is 9, 9 plus 0 is 9, 0, 8. So we get 809.99 rupees. Express the following using decimal notation. 8 meters 30 centimeter in meters. So students, now 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter, as we know that. So 1 centimeter is equal to 1 by 100 meter. So 30 centimeter becomes 30 by 100 meters. So 1 centimeter is equal to 1 by 100 meter means 30 centimeter is equal to 30 by 100 meters. So we changed 30 centimeter into 30 by 100 meter. So 8 meter 30 centimeter can be written as 8 meter plus 30 by 100 meters. So 8 plus 30 by 100 meters. And here 8 plus 30 by 100 can be written as 0.30 meters. So now adding 8 plus 30.30, that is 8 is the whole number, and the second number is 0.30. So 30 which is in the decimal part. So now adding these two numbers we get 0, 3 and 8. So 8.03 meters. So 24 kilometer 200 meter. So in kilometers. So here 24 is already in kilometer. So here 200 meters. So we have to change this 200 meter into kilometers. So we know that 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meters. That is 1000 meters is equal to 1 kilometer. Then 1 meter will be 1 by 1000 kilometer. So we can change 200 meter as 1 meter is equal to 1 by 1000 kilometer, means 200 meter is equal to 200 by 1000 kilometer. So we change 200 meter into 200 by 1000 kilometer. Meter into kilometer. So now write down 24 kilometer 200 meter is equal to 24 kilometer plus 200 meter can be written as 200 by 1000 kilometer. Now 24 plus 200 by 1000 kilometer. So we both are in kilometers. So write down kilometer. So 24 plus, here there are 3 zeros in the denominator. So we have to put the decimal point before 3 digits. So 1, 2, 3. So we have to put point before 2. So 0.200. So before the point there is no digit. So shall we take it as 0? So kilometer. Now adding 24 plus 0.200, we get 24.200 kilometer. Here students, so let us try here. 421 by 100. So there are 2 zeros. So after the decimal point there will be 2 digits. 2 digits. So the decimal point will be here between 4 and 2. That is 4.21. Find out. And also by using this, there are 2 zeros in the denominator. So we have to put the decimal point before 2 digits. 1, 2. So here will be the decimal point. So 4.21. And here only 1 0 is there. So only 1 digit will be in the decimal part. So there will be a decimal point between 3 and 7. 3.7. So that is, check it, 0. So only 1 0 is there. So put the decimal point before 1 digit. So there will be a decimal point between 3 and 7. Now students, convert the following decimals into fractions and reduce them to the lowest form. So 2.125 can be read as 2 and 125 thousandths. So that is 2 and can be written as 125 thousandths. So can be write like this. And here 2 plus 125 by 1000. Now cancelling 125 by 1000 we get by using 5 table. So here it is 2 times and 25. So 25 5s are 125. And here in the denominator 200. 200 times. And again using 5 table we can cancel 25 and 200. So here in the numerator it is 5 times. 5 into 5, 25. And here 40. And again we can cancel. One time it is 8 times. So 1 by 8. We get 1 by 8. Now, so we know that how to take LCM. So here there is no 8 in the denominator. So multiply and divide by 8. So 2 into 8 by 1 into 8. So now we get 2 into 8 is 16 by 8 plus 1 by 8. So here the denominators are same. So we can add the numerator. So 16 plus 1 is 17 by 8. Students, 0.0005. So 5. Where is 5? It is in the 10,000th place, isn't it? So that is 10th, 100th, 1000th, 10,000th. So 5 is in the 10,000th place. So it can be write as 5 by 10,000. So 5 is in the 10,000th place. So 5 and 10,000. So now cancelling 5 and 10,000 by using 5 table. Here it is 1 time in the numerator and here in the denominator it is 2000 times. So that is 1 by 2000 is a fraction. Fraction of the given decimal number. Represent the decimal numbers 0.07 and 0.7 on a number line. Now students, here we know that 0.7 lies between 0 and 1. So when we divide 10 equal parts between 0 and 1, the next number starts from 0.1, 0.2, 0.3 and so on. And here 0.7 lies between 0 and 1 and also less than 1. So here the position of 0.7. So on a number line 0.7 lies between 0 and 1 and here is the position. And 0.07. So here it is 100th place. So 7 is in the 100th place in a decimal number. So it lies between 0 and 0.1. So when we divide 10 equal parts between 0 and 0.1, the next number from 0 on a number line starts from 0.01, 0.02, 0.03, 0.04 and 0.05. So the midline between 0 and 0.1 is 0.05 and the next number will be 0.06 and the next number will be 0.07. So here is the position of for decimal number 0.07. Write down 0.07 lies between 0.0 and 0.1. The unit space between 0 and 0.1 is divided into 10 equal parts and 7th part is taken. Also 0.7 lies between 0 and 1. The unit space between 0 and 1 is divided into 10 equal parts and the 7th part is taken. Write the following decimal numbers in words. So now we are going to write the decimal number in words. So 4.9, 4 and 9 tenths. It can be read as 4 and 9 tenths. 220. So there is no decimal part. So leave that decimal point. So decimal part. So we can read 220.0 as 220. So 0.7 which is 7 tenths. We can read as 7 tenths or 0.7. And 86.3 in words we can write it as 86 and 3 tenths. 16th problem. By how much is 9 by 10 kilometer less than 1 kilometer? So less than 1 kilometer, which means that we have to take difference between these two, isn't it? So first we have to change the fraction form of this into decimal form. So then only we can easily find the difference between these two values. So express the same in decimal form. So now students, given measures are 1 kilometer and 9 by 10 kilometer. That is 1 kilometer, and we can write it as 0.9 kilometer. Now, to find the value, that is how much is 9 by 10 kilometer less than 1 kilometer, means we have to find the difference between these two values, that is subtracting 9 by 10 value, that is 0.9, from 1 we get the value. So that is difference is equal to 1 kilometer minus 0.9 kilometer, which means that 1 minus 0.9 kilometer.